दिसता है
24 students.
So let us start the lecture. Let us revise the previous lecture which we currently learning, that is the 12th lecture from H. Robert philosophy, that is the dynamic action of drugs. In this lecture, H. Robert told us Hahnemann was not the first person who hinted the law of similia, while he was the person who applied it in a practice. And for the application of the law of similia in practice, he needs the drug proving. And this drug proving is very, or this idea of drug proving is simply originated in the mind of Dr. Hahnemann. That's why he was able to apply the law of similia in practice. Hahnemann originated this idea of proving of drug upon healthy individuals, but he was not the first person who decided to prove, because previously, Albert von Haller also hinted the drug proving or the testing of the drug action or drug energy on healthy human being, if you want to know the pathogenetic action of this medicine. Then Hahnemann began the experiment of the application of proven drug for the cure of the sick person upon the basis of law of similars. And by using drugs in their full strength, he found some patient or in some patient, whenever the similar drug was applied, the patient become greatly aggravated because of the action of the crudeness of medicine as well as the largeness of the doses. And that's why he is starting or he experimenting with the diluting of the drug, and he start a definite scale for this dilution. And to his surprise, he found that he secured very best result in spite of the dilution of the medicine. And then he developed a very unique process of potentization of drug, which is the only we observe only this process in only homeopathy. And he continued this process until he discovered that the curative power of the drug create or does this dilution or this potentization of the drug have a definite relationship with this potency, or the action of medicine is totally depending on the in how much scale it get potentiated. And then he started to prove the drug in potentiated form. In previous lecture, we learned regarding this three action of the medicine. Yes, here as Morgan say, to Hahnemann, Morgan was a very well-known physician from America, and he says that to Hahnemann alone is due imperishable honor and renown for discovering first the existence of an universal law of cure, and second that the specific properties of drugs could be developed, transmitted and utilized by potentization. That means he gives credit to Dr. Hahnemann for the first for the discovery of law of similia and the application of the law of similia in practice, and second for the potentization. With the discovery of potentization or dynamization began the first practical test of the newly discovered law of cure. Crude drugs have three grades of action. Yes, why there is necessity for the potentization of the drug? he explained that H. Robert explained that every crude drug has three grade of action. First is mechanical. Yes, it is a very direct action. Then it is a in a concentration form or in a crude form. There is a mechanical action of drug substance on human body. Then chemical, yes, it is a biochemical action whenever the ingredient of the drug substances react with the cellular substances. And third is a dynamic. This dynamic action, every one of you know this dynamic action, it is a drug energy which get potentized by the process of succussion and trituration. And this in the case of dynamic action, the quantity of the drug is not the active part, while in chemical and mechanical uh, action, the material drug responsible for the reaction, while in dynamic state of medicine, the totally dynamic power, that is a drug energy in action. The first two grades are of little comparative note in homeopathy. Yes, we never use the crude drug which are all chemical based, and therefore the mechanical and the chemical action we cannot observe in homeopathy while our drugs are potentized. This is demonstrated by the fact that their proving in crude form produce comparatively little of worth. Whereas in those proving made from the 30th and above, we obtain more complete proving because of the dynamic action. Yes, whenever we prove the drugs in a crude form, the sphere of action of the medicine is very much limited, you can say, and which is comparatively of little worth because the action of the medicine at the tissue level and when we are at the organic level, you can say at the structural level, while homeopathy believes on the dynamic action of the drug, because whenever the person get affected by the disease force, first it the there is a perversion first we observe at the mental plane, isn't it? And this mental and the derangement of the vital force which affect the and which responsible for the appearance of the mental symptom or perversion of the mental perversion of the mind and appearance of the mental symptom, isn't it? While these, whenever we prove this crude medicine, the action is very much crude, also crude in nature. The ingredient or the every medicinal substance, you know, these are all chemical based. And whenever we administered this crude medicine to the human being or for the purpose of drug proving, whenever we administer the drug to the healthy human being, because of this crudeness of the doses, the mechanical and chemical action occur which directly react to the cell at the cellular level and at the tissue level and the organic level, and it is very comparatively little worth because the action is very much apparent. It is not reach the drug substance not or drug energy not reach up to the dynamic level or at the mental level or at the level of vital force. Therefore, uh, if we if we try to or if we need the full action of the drug or the action of the drug in full fledged very widened action sphere of action, then you have to prove the drug from 30th potency. Whenever we prove the drug from 30th potency and above, we obtain more complete proving. Why more complete proving? Because the complete drug picture we can observe. That is the symptom from the mental sphere, symptom from the physical sphere, as well as lastly at the particular level. Therefore, whenever we prove the drug on the 13th and above, we obtain complete proving because of the dynamic action. The full power of the drug in its dynamic action is brought out in the potency, whereas the grosser material element, by their very crudity, develop no fine individualities in their proving. Yes, what happened when we prove the drug in a crude form? Yes, the grosser material element, by their very crudity, develop no fine individualities. This fine individualities means you know the morphological structure of the human being almost same. The physiology is always is same. The cellular structure, the tissue structure, the organic structure, all things are same. While something is something very unique factors are also observed in each and every individual, and which is nothing but its personality, his perspective of his mind. And therefore, whenever we prove the drug in potentized form, this drug energy able to react with the dynamic level, that is at the there is a derangement of the vital force, although it is a artificial artificial one, it is not a natural one. In drug proving, there is an artificial derangement of the vital force, because this potentized drug able to react or reach at the plane of the vital force, therefore it interact with the vital force. Then whenever there is a derangement of the vital force, then at the second level there is a perversion at the mental plane, and mental symptoms are appear. Then this same medicine or this same medicinal action react with the physical plane, and physical general symptoms are appear, and lastly the drug develop the symptom at the particular level. And therefore the full power of the drug in its dynamic action is brought out in the potency, whereas the grosser material elements, by their crudity, develop no fine individualistic. That yes, this crude drug, these are not able to react, or these drugs are not able to reach at the dynamic level or at the level of the vital force. Therefore, these are not able to produce perversion or the derangement of the vital force. Similarly, the mentals are not also appear, and therefore whatever is the individualistic characteristic symptom, these are not developed, while only the mechanical and chemical action appear at the material level, that is at the cellular or tissue level. Therefore, you have to prove the drug in a potentized form. Yes, it is always essential uh, to administer drug in potentiated form or potentized form for the process of cure or also for the drug proving. Entirely new activities are developed, liberated, and may be transmitted and changed into potentizing medium. Yes, by this process of potentization, the drug energy is very or quite differently, very characteristically produce the symptom. The hidden vital energy which is lies in the drug substance, it get liberated and activated and able to react with the at the dynamic plane, isn't it? And therefore this is shown by the potentization of inert substances like carbovage, lycopodium and silicia. Yes, you know various other examples which the substances which are inert in their crude state, like the just example we take from our daily life, that is a natramur. this with the nitrogen, the medicine which is prepared from the common salt. And whenever we use this common salt as a food material, these are not always produce the mental symptoms that are produced after the potentization, isn't it? And similarly, the inert substances like carbovage, lycopodium, and silicia, these are totally inert and inactive in their crude state, isn't it? While this hidden energy get liberated and enhanced whenever we potentize these inert substances with suitable medium, isn't it? When we triturate all this carbovage or any inert substances with saccharum lactis, this drug energy liberated in this medium, isn't it? And therefore these are the potentized medicine are activated and develop entirely new sphere of action, which the drug energy is incredibly प्रोड्युसेस द सिम्पटम, ज्याच्यावर आपण आपल्याला आश्चर्य वाटेल अशा प्रकारचे मेंटल सिम्पटम, ज्याला आपण कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक सिम्पटम म्हणू, ज्याला आपण त्या व्यक्तीचे पर्सनॅलिटीचे कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक सिम्पटम म्हणू, अशा प्रकारचे सिम्पटम हे इनर्ट सबस्टन्सेस प्रोड्यूस करू शकतात जेव्हा ते एका विशिष्ट प्रॉपर पद्धतीने पोटेंटाइज केलेले जातात. The latest look at the recent book, which was published in 1933, dealing with a mode of action of drug on cells by A.J. Clark, AB, MD, FRCP, Professor of Materia Medica at the University of Edinburgh, formerly Professor of Pharmacology in the Universities of London and Cape Town. This book deals with the matter entirely from the orthodox medical viewpoint. Yet here, his comment relative to the biological response of the cell-drug reaction. Yes, H. Robert gives references of the A.J. Clark book, in which he prove the medicine or how the medicinal substances react with the cellular level, how the biological response of the cell to the drug reaction. Let us take the next paragraph. There is indeed very little direct evidence that the biological response is produced by a chemical reaction between the drug and the cell constituent. Yes, this, you know, the what do you mean by biological response? It is a direct chemical reaction with the ingredient or the chemicals which are observed or present in drug substances, while the constituent or the whatever is the say constituent or the substances which are observed, which are present in cell. So there is a chemical reaction between the drug and the cell constituents. This assumption is chiefly justified by the facts that it is supported by much indirect evidence and that there is no alternative hypothesis which has stronger evidence in its support. Yes, you know, this reaction of the crude drug substances with the cell constituent, it is a study apart from the action of the drug or action of the potentized homeopathic medicine on the human being. Because whenever the drug become potentized, whenever there is a dynamization of the medicine, there is no at all atom of the original medicinal substance present. There is only the drug energy. Therefore, this such type of reaction between the chemical reaction between the drug and the cell constituent, it is never you can observe whenever the patient under the homeopathic treatment. It is only the drug energy which it is only the drug energy which is supported for the healing purposes, isn't it? and therefore it is an indirect evidence that there is no alternative hypothesis which has stronger evidence in its support. If we assume that there is some simple relation between the amount of drug entering into combination and the extent of the biological response, then the following consideration must apply. If the fundamental chemical reaction consists in fixation of the drug by some particular constituent of the cell, then this must result in a reduction both of the free drug and of the free receptor of the cell. Yes, it is very deep study or very fine study of the drug action. Whenever we call it is a chemical reaction between the drug and the chemical constituent, there, that means it is a drug in material form. It is a drug substance. It is a crudeness of the drug is indicated here. While in fundamental chemical reaction, there is only it is a mechanical and chemical reaction between the drug constituent and the cell constituent, which is not at all observed in potentized medicine. If the fundamental chemical reaction consists in fixation of the drug by some particular constituent of the cell, that means here in this experiment, whenever the particular cell has an affinity to particular constituent from the drug substances, then this must result in a reduction both of the free drug and of the free receptor of the cells. The relative amount of drug solution and cells can, however, be verified at will, and hence the concentration of the drug can always be kept constant by providing a sufficient excess of drug solution. Indeed, in many cases, the quantity of the drug fixed is so minute that it is difficult to reduce the drug solution to a volume small enough to show changes in changes of concentration. That means the various reactions of the cell observed with various concentration of the drug substances. Drugs that act in high dilutions are of particular interest in pharmacology, and in such cases, true adsorption may be delayed by the depletion of the layer adjoining the surface. Fredolnik states, the simpler the condition chosen and the smaller the difficulty in securing access to the inner surface, the quicker is the adsorption. In the case of well-powdered adsorbents and adsorbents, the equilibrium is mostly reached in seconds or minutes. That means the whenever the drug is more diluted in form or the concentrated, the diluted drugs easily absorbed by the cell than the crude material drug. In the case of the cell drug solution system in which vigorous stirring is possible, delay ought to be reduced. It is, however, necessary to remember that particles above a certain size carry with them a layer of water several micra thick even when they are stirred thoroughly. Hence, even in cases where such stirring is possible, the delay due to depletion cannot be ignored. Yes, it is an experiment, the absorption of the drug substance with the with the cell. In other words, even modern pharmacology recognizes the reaction of amount of drug so minute that it is not possible to tell how small the amount of the drug in the solution is. Yet, it still shows definite action on the cells. Yes, this whenever the crude material dose of the medicine administered to the patient, then it get absorbed, it get digest, and it get reach, and there is a chemical reaction with the cellular substances, and very fine reactions are occurred, which is totally, you can't recognize it. It is not possible to tell how the small amount of the drug is solution is, yet it still show definite action of the cell. Yes, definitely, whenever we take the painkiller, and when we take the painkiller, the the painkiller get absorbed in your mucous membrane of the GIT, and it reach to the nerve end, because we feel the pain because of the nerve ending, and there is some barrier occur between the nerve receptor, and therefore there is a desensitization of the, and whatever is reflexes or the signal transmitted from one neuron to other neuron, it get or the you can say this, in between this receptor some barrier is occur, and therefore it is the reflex is not transmitted from one neuron to other neuron, and the person feels that there is no pain. Still, the cause of pain is there, but big person become desensitized to the sensation of pain, isn't it? That means some reaction of this chemical drug substance or the drug substance definitely occur because of the some chemicals are present in that particular drug substance, and various other drug substances like opium also used for the use as a painkiller, and definitely this opium has the action on the nervous system, and person become desensitized because of this opium, and therefore the reaction of the amount of drug so minute that it is not possible to tell how small amount of drug in the solution is, yet it still shows definite action on the cells. The action is much more rapid in the case of well powdered substances, that is a trituration. Yes, it is observed that rather than the crude material or the grosser material, whenever it transferred to the fine powdered form, then the absorptibility of these drug substances get increased, and these are easily absorbed by the cell, and therefore very the other quickly react with the cell. Third is the regardless of the quantity of the drug used, the solution is activated to a marked degree by vigorous stirring. Yes, the second process is also whenever the soluble drug substances we use with the in the soluble form, in the vigorous stirring, then the also the absorption power of the drug substances get increased. These three observations by the general or the modern pharmacology recognizes, isn't it? And on this observation, the drug substances are prepared. While beyond this, there is the trituration, there is a potentization of homeopathy. This shows the observation of the action of infinitesimal amount of drug on the physiological basis. That the greater the trituration, the more rapid the action, and that the influence of succussion also speeds the rate of activity markedly. But the comprehension of the vital principles upon which homeopathy is based does not follow the observation remarked by Professor Clark. Yes, that means this Clark concluded the action of the medicine three in these three observations, isn't it? And there, in conclusion, he concluded that this shows the observation of the action of infinitesimal amount of drug on the physiological basis. That means की जितकं ते सूक्ष्म प्रमाणात असेल तितकंच ते पटकन ऍब्सॉर्ब होईल, तितकंच त्याची रिएक्टिव्हिटी वाढेल, असं ह्या क्लार्कनी त्याचं ऑब्झर्वेशन इथे दिलेलं आहे, इन्फरन्स दिलेला आहे. आणि म्हणूनच दॅट द ग्रेटर द ट्रॅच्युरेशन द मोर रॅपिड द ऍक्शन. त्यांनी देखील हे मान्य केले आहे की जितकं त्याचा फाईननेस जितका राहील ड्रग सबस्टन्सचा तितकीच त्याची रॅपिड ऍक्शन राहील. अँड दॅट द इन्फ्लुएन्स ऑफ सकशन ऑल्सो स्पीड द रेट ऑफ ऍक्टिव्हिटी. आणि सकशनने देखील त्याची जी स्पीड आहे ऍक्ट व्हायची ती पण वाढेल. बट द कॉम्प्रिहेन्शन ऑफ द व्हायटल प्रिन्सिपल्स अपॉन विच homeopathy based does not follow the observation remarked by the Professor Clark. Yes, these observation made by Professor Clark, these are at the cellular level, very finest level, and he concluded these in the 3 steps. While the concept of vital force or the dynamization of the medicine, that is the reduce the quantity and increase the quality of the drug, this concept is totally lost because he did not believe on the principle of vital force, isn't it? And therefore this there is a devoid of the concept of vital force. He never thought the dynamization of the medicine or the fineness of the medicine by the process of trituration and succussion at the level of vital principle, or is there any relation of vital force with the dynamization of the medicine. While in homeopathy, it is the basic thing. Why we do the potentization? Because we desire to make the medicinal substance at the level of vital force. While he postulate all these principles which are quite nearer to the homeopathy, while in his principle there is a divide of concept of dynamization of medicine. Let us take the next paragraph. It is but natural that many prescribers at first stay close to the mechanical and chemical stages, for the material always first attracts our attention. But in order to grasp this truth of the dynamization, we must apply the same means of approach and travel the same road that Hahnemann and his followers have traveled, recognizing the dynamic in health and in disease, and applying the same line of thought and reason to the study and development of the power and action of drugs. Yes, this paragraph is very much important because it is the concluding thing what exactly we observed in crude drug substances against the dynamic drug substances. It is but natural that many prescribers at the first stay close to the mechanical and chemical stages. Yes, it is a very crude and grosser idea of the drug substances. आपल्या सगळ्यांच्या डोक्यामध्ये जे काही ड्रग आहे, जे काही औषध म्हणून आपण जे घेतो ते एक मटेरियल फॉर्म आपला आयडिया असते. आपण आयुर्वेदामध्ये देखील बघतो की चूर्ण आहेत किंवा काढे आहेत, तर हे काहीतरी मटेरियल पासून ते बनवलेले असतात आणि त्यांची आपल्याला केमिकल ऍक्शन ही अपेक्षित असते. कशावर? बॉडीवर, आपल्या सेलवर आणि आपल्या टिश्यू लेवलवर, ऑर्गॅनिक लेवलवर आपल्याला ती अपेक्षित असते. म्हणून ही मेकॅनिकल आणि केमिकल स्टेजची जी केमिकल ऍक्शनची जी कन्सेप्ट आहे त्यावरच आधारित आपलं मेडिसिन असते आणि ही आयडिया आपण खूप इझिली ऍक्सेप्ट करून घेत असतो है ना. कारण डायनेमायझेशन ऑफ द मेडिसिन वगैरे हे तर नंतर आलेलं आहे, हे तर एक प्रिन्सिपल डेव्हलप केलेलं आहे. पण मेडिसिनची सुरुवात ही खूप म्हणजे ग्रॉसर लेवलला झालेली आहे, क्रूड मेडिसिनचा सबस्टन्स पासून झालेली आहे, ज्याला आपण मटेरियल डोज म्हणतो. फॉर द मटेरियल ऑलवेज फर्स्ट अट्रॅक्ट अवर अटेन्शन है ना. औषध म्हटलं की मोठ्या मोठ्या गोळ्या किंवा काहीतरी मटेरियल्स आपण आपल्याला अपेक्षित असतं तसंच. बट इन ऑर्डर टू ग्रास्प धिस ट्रूथ ऑफ डायनामायझेशन we must apply the same means of approach and in the process of dynamization also, the first thing is a material medicine. म्हणजे तिथे देखील आपल्याला हा मटेरियल डोज पासूनच आपली स्टार्टिंग होते आहे, पण आपण काय करतो आहे की स्टेप बाय स्टेप त्या मेडिसिनला पोटेंटाइज करत जातो आणि त्याची क्वांटिटी प्रत्येक स्टेप मध्ये रिड्यूस होत जाते, तर क्वालिटी ही इन्क्रीज होत जाते. की जो मार्ग आपल्याला हॅनिमन आणि त्यांचे फॉलोअर्स आहेत, म्हणजे हॅनिमन आणि केंटनी देखील, केंट डेव्हलप द potency after